Hi, my name's Zoe Wallace, and I'm going to be doing the speech number 2, the personal attitude speech. My assigned topic was if I believe school uniforms should or should not be instituted in all schools. Close your eyes. Think about the last several news reports that you've seen. How many things on the news were about student violence, kids committing suicide, or all the terrible amounts of bullying that have been going on in our local schools? Now, what if there was a way that we could change all this? What if there was a way that we could be a voice for these students and to help make the school a better, safer place? This is why I believe school uniforms should be instituted in all schools. My first reason for believing that schools should all institute a school uniform policy is that it reduces bullying. My second reason is that it prepares students for the workplace. And finally, I'll discuss how uniforms reduce the amount of dress code violations that you see in schools. So my first reason, uniforms reduce bullying. There was a recent study done in Long Beach, California, where school uniforms were instituted over a 2-year period. During this 2-year period, assault decreased 34% in schools. Fighting decreased 54%, and sexual offenses decreased 64% just by adding school uniforms. This is mainly due to the lack of bullying and the lack of different things that bullies can use as factors for why they're bullying another student. There was also a study done in a local middle school in Nevada where they instituted school uniforms over the period of a year, and in that year, police reported there were 63% less police reports done in that school. That is a large number just for one school. Not only do the statistics back up that bullying is reduced with school uniforms, but uniforms also decrease the amount of factors that bullies could use as a reason for bullying. Not that we should ever be encouraging bullying, but by taking away all the different factors of, oh, who has the latest jacket, who has the latest jeans, who has the coolest backpack, then it decreases the amount of reasons someone could have for bullying another student. This could just make it a better, safer place for everybody to enjoy learning. Secondly, I believe that uniforms prepare students for the workplace. How many jobs will institute a uniform policy later on in life? If you're a firefighter, a police officer, if you're in the military, or if you have any health professions such as a nurse or a doctor, you will be expected to wear some sort of uniform, whether it be your military blues or scrubs or a white coat for doctors. It is good to just get students used to it now because later in life they're going to be expected to wear uniforms. Even if you choose a path such as teachers or lawyers who don't wear uniforms but have a strict dress code, uniforms instill an idea of what a more business attire is. Think back to what a uniform usually consists of. It's a polo, it's a button-up, sometimes it's a blazer with very appropriate pants. Whereas without school uniforms, many times students feel it's okay to wear shorter shorts, tank tops, inappropriate items, and even if they are in dress code, they're usually dressed down much more casual, wearing jeans or sweatpants, which is not acceptable in the workplace. Many people would argue that this limits kids' creativity, but in fact, kids are still given so many opportunities to express their creativity with their own shoes, their own backpacks, and accessories that really could show their style while still wearing a uniform. Finally, uniforms reduce dress code violations. When students have a dress code instead of a uniform, there's more of a gray area. Girls will try to wear short shorts that aren't quite fingertip length, but they're close. Or boys may wear a shirt that they know deep down is not appropriate, but believe a teacher won't say anything. Whereas a uniform is very black and white. You're either in your uniform or you're not. Many kids will not try to get away with it because they know students and teachers will all notice right away when they're out of dress code. By instituting uniforms and reducing the amount of dress code violations, it would also keep girls especially in the classrooms longer. This has been a major topic in the news lately. Girls are getting pulled out of class and out of school and given dress code violations for things like wearing leggings or wearing an inappropriate shirt, when many times it fell in that gray area where the girl felt it was very appropriate and instead feels like she's being subjected to being pulled out of class and isn't able to learn and grow because many teachers blame it on the boys or getting distracted, which is very unfair. So it would just eliminate this entire problem of dress code violations by having a uniform that everybody must wear. In conclusion, uniforms reduce bullying, prepare students for the workplace, and reduce dress code violations. I may be slightly biased because I wore a uniform for most of my education. I went to a private school for the majority of it, and when I finally switched over to public school in middle school, I was still expected to wear a uniform. However, I thought it was very easy in the morning. I didn't see a lot of bullying, and I really didn't have an issue with it. I, in fact, enjoyed it. Um, to get me to switch sides, I think I'd have to see a strong argument for why uniforms restrict kids' creativity, why they're too expensive, or see studies that show that it doesn't actually reduce bullying or prepare students for the workplace. Because as of right now, I feel that the pro uniforms has a much stronger argument than the against uniforms. I would be willing to switch my sides, but I would have to see a very strong, well-rounded argument for why uniforms are actually not beneficial. Overall, I believe that all schools should institute school uniforms.